Howdy. Nice to be with you. Philm Brown here at the Movies with Philm. Here for lots of, well, crappy movies. You know, I'm the guy. Okay, and of course we don't really think our term crappy is an affectionate term. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that it is beautiful. It is like a diamond that shines. It's crystal. It's rarefied. These are gems. These are forgotten gems. And some of the gems that are more worthy to be looked at are those that are forgotten, those that people sort of throw beneath the feet of pigs. We find those. They're like our pearls. And we say, look what we've got. We've got a wonderful film here that other people have sort of buried and forgotten. And we've got one tonight. This film comes under two different titles, at least. In England, it was released as The Dark Eyes of London, 1939. Under our version, we've got it called The Human Monster. Now, I'm not really sure what that human monster is all about, who the human monster is. There's quite a few guys who could kind of fit that. I'm going to call it Dark Eyes of London because I prefer that title. But when you when you see the film and it says Human Monster on there, kind of just mentally erase that and stick in instead Dark Eyes of London. This gives us the opportunity to see one of the great acting jobs of none other than Mr. Bela Lugosi. Now, we have a whole passel of Bela Lugosi films, and we're going to start bringing them to you in kind of drips and drabs, if you will. Bela Lugosi, 1939, made a bunch of good films that year. This one actually being one of the better ones. This is one of his British productions. Okay. Likewise, this year, he works with Lubitsch, doing Ninotchka. He works with the Ritz brothers, Alan Dwan, with Gorilla. Remember, we've done that. We've shown that on here. And he's in Son of Frankenstein, doing one of his great roles that year of Igor. A lot of people think of Frankenstein, the 1931 version, and they kind of think, oh, Igor's in that, the hunchback guy. Well, no, Dwight Frye plays Fritz. Not till you get to 1939 that you see Son of Frankenstein popping up. He also did that serial Phantom Creeps, which, well, you hang around long enough over the next over the next year or so, we're going to get the Phantom Creeps in there. Okay, we do have a nice version of that. This film is directed by Walter Summers. He's a British Helmer. Made a lot of interesting films. It's one of those Edgar Wallace-based things. Edgar Wallace, remember, he was the source for King Kong. He was also the source for things like Circus of Fear. Remember that? Circus of Fear. We showed that on here. This film, if you're an insurance agent, you might be offended by this film a little bit because it really it's about some shenanigans with insurance situations. Bela Lugosi plays two guys in this film. He plays sort of this Dr. Orloff guy and this Dearborn guy. He plays this guy who sort of helps people out by giving them some money to get through some of their catastrophes, but they have to sign over their life insurance policies to him. Then he knocks them off, drowns them. Woo. Film actually starts with some really cool shots of dead people floating around the water. That's actually one of the hallmarks of this. Some really creepy shots. People floating in water, people found in mucky, yucky type of stuff. Okay, kind of like quicksand, oozy stuff. Really, really creepy looking. I was really taken by that look. But he knocks these people off. And where does he do it? Well, he does it in this sort of this institution that helps blind people. This Dearborn, sort of this guy who wears these black glasses, white hair. It's Bela Lugosi again, who does these strange sermons while these guys eat and while they work on things. They're weaving baskets and things, all these blind guys, and they walk around through the city. Sort of M-like. Remember in M, they had the underworld of beggars and things, and you had the blind guy in there. Here you have a whole bunch of them. Okay, and they're used for communication. There's a lot of work with Braille in here. They got a neat Braille typewriter that they work with and so on. Kind of neat. Dearborn's is Bela Lugosi, but the voice that you hear is not him. That was played by O.B. Clarence, who was a British regular, and he does that voice. At first, when I was watching it, the first time I saw him, thinking, I wonder if Bela could do that kind of voice. And then I started thinking, nah, Bela, I don't think has that ability to adapt that voice, to do that. I mean, Bela's got that real particular voice. Now, This film's got some really creepy stuff in it. It's got a creepy monster in there, a guy named Blind Lou and Jake. Okay, you got these crazy-looking guys. I really enjoyed this movie. And Bela Lugosi does a remarkable job in both roles. Dark Eyes of London, 1939. Now, Bela Lugosi himself is somewhat of a tragic figure. You know, he started off in the United States largely hitting it big with Dracula in 1930, and from there on, he really was not able to do or to achieve the kind of star status that he thought that that role would bring him. Sure, he appeared in some interesting things, Murders of the Rue Morgue, Black Cat, a series of Universal releases, but he was never able to really get back into that Dracula role, though in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, he was able to play that role again, and he played some vampires here and there. But he really, particularly after 1939, stumbled into, well, Poverty Row, working a lot at Monogram, working with Beaumont and with people like Katzman, and later falling into working with, and maybe falling up to work with Wood, Ed Wood. This is where he ended his career. Tragic figure. Man who really tried his darndest, but his things held him back. He was not really that great of an actor. Okay. Well, I see it, sort of the whirlybirds are coming in, okay, and I need to wrap this baby up. I'm sort of waxing nostalgic. You'll hear me talk more about Bela as we go along. Human Monster, Dark Eyes of London, 1939. Good year for Hollywood. Guys, hey, I'm going to talk about it here. 1939, good year. John Ford made some of his best films those years. We can go on. Renoir made some of his best stuff those years. A lot of great stuff coming out there. Even a version of Wuthering Heights came out that year with William Wyler. Just talking about that with somebody. Well, folks, have fun. Roll 'em, Smokey. Yeah.